Hello everyone, and welcome back to your channel, a channel where we discuss all things business, all things investment, all things financial, and all things to do with developing ourselves to be the very best we can be. I wanted to thank you again for joining me, and thank you again for all the support you've shown me thus far. I don't take it lightly. It's important to me, and to everyone that's subscribed so far, I'm really grateful. If you're new to the channel, if you've just stopped by, please consider subscribing, drop me a like, and leave me a comment on the content that about the content that you find. Today, I want to talk to you about raising funding for your startup business, raising funding for your small and medium enterprise, for your hustle, if you like, as it were. If you've operated a business, you will know that that's one of the biggest challenges you will ever find, you will ever encounter, raising capital. Especially if you're here in Zimbabwe, where there, for all intents and purposes, is not the landscape or the environment and landscape for funding for budding entrepreneurs is just not there. Unlike in South Africa, where you have the National Empowerment Fund, which was set up by the government to sponsor and to provide capital for new and budding and growing enterprises. Lucky them, they've got it. We don't. If you've had to look for money, you'll find that it's very difficult. It's very, very, very difficult. If you approach an investor, you sometimes have to part with more equity than you can afford to give away. All right? And in some instances, if you decide to go the bank route, the traditional way, you'll find that they'll require of you collateral which many times you don't have. So what avenues are there for the entrepreneur? For the guy running the side hustle or the new business, what avenues are there to get funding to scale your business upwards? Because let's face it, small businesses are important, okay? If you look at any economy, the greatest number of people are hired and work in small businesses. It's small businesses, if you like, that turn the wheels of the economy around. So we need you guys. If you're watching and you run a small business or you run a medium enterprise, big up to you. Big up to you. It's you that makes Zimbabwe great, like Castle. I'm only joking. All right, so I came up with a way, in fact, I want to share a way in which you can raise money for your business. And I want to make one thing pointedly clear, that don't take anything I say as financial advice. If financial advice is sought, a qualified and certified and licensed professional should be consulted. However, in order to fund your small business, all right, with capital, there are ways in which I want to share with you. I've written them down, so I am going to be reading, taking some notes, but it's detailed, so I need you to follow me. All right, the first step to funding an SME business that has no track record per se is to first be proactive about it. All right. When it comes to funding your strategy, you've got to be proactive. In other words, start making the preparations to raise capital before you actually need it. All right. And what does that mean? That means you've got to set up a bank account. I know these days with dual currencies and what have you, it sometimes looks like it's an exercise in vain to actually open a business account and operate one, or to, anything of that sort, to trade formally, if you like. But it's actually quite necessary. You need to have one. You must have one. All right? And for most entrepreneurs operating small startups or medium enterprises, the only way available for them is to raise funding through personal bank loans. All right? Because if you go the route of saying, look, lend to my business, It might not work because of the hoops that you have to jump through. The collateral you'll need to provide. So it will make bank funding in that respect not practical. However, if you choose to go the route of saying, okay, I'll borrow from the bank in my personal capacity, it changes the game. The bank will most likely lend you in your personal capacity than it would your business, especially if it is a startup. But to do that, you've got to be proactive. You've got to have your name on the books of the bank as a customer. First things first. You got to be proactive. Don't leave it until it's too late for you to raise capital. You need to do it. So open that bank account. Even if you're selling sweets or whatever the heck it is, make sure you are banking your money, or at least a portion of it. Why? Because when the time comes for you to then say to the bank, look, I need money. I have been your customer. I've done business with you. I am viable. You've earned charges from me. You've earned fees from me. The bank can then say, okay, look, yes, for sure, we've got you on the books. You've banked so much money over so many months or whatever the case might be. It's easier for them to lend on that basis because they've got a reference point. So in order to create the reference point, be proactive about it. Open it up. In Zim right now, I think one of the easiest things an individual can do is set up a bank account. It's not hard at all. You can do it from your phone. Some banks have that platform. Don't be the business person who operates under the radar, who the bankers don't know. Set it up. Set it up. Do it. Do it now. Do it right after the video is done. All right? The second thing I want you to know is that your business has got to be productive. All right? This isn't Silicon Valley. It does not exist in this part of the world where you can approach a bank or you can approach a group of funders with just an idea on paper. And sometimes some people don't even put it on paper. It's an idea in their heads. Your business has got to be operational. It's got to be productive. No one will ever fund an idea. Not in this part of the world. Okay? And when it is actually operational, that's when you generate the cash that you channel into the banking system. And that creates your track record. And you can then on that basis approach the bank for credit. And credit, by the way, is not something that's not available. It is available. You just need to make sure you are the best case for it. And the best case for bank credit for your small business is you've got to be proactive about it. Start looking for it now. Start preparing for it now. That's what astute managers and business people do. They see the need way ahead of time and they prepare for it now. You can do the same. You shouldn't be any different. Start now. Set it up now. And make sure that your business is actually operating. No phantom businesses. No ideas or concepts on paper. We're not there yet. One day in the future, when we're advanced and there, you can actually fund a concept. But for the time being, no. So you've got to get started. When you get started, then you know what you're capable of. And get a track record. When you operate, put some money away. Put some money away. Channel it through the banking system, through the formal payment channels. That way the bank knows who you are and what you can do. All right? Don't forget today. If you want to fund your SME, the first thing, be proactive. The second thing, set up a track record. And thirdly, network. Network. If bank funding proves to be elusive, because sometimes it is, it's not everyone that knocks on the bank's door that then gets money. Some people then have to be extra creative. Talk to partners. Get out there and network. Get into your field. If you're selling cosmetics, know your industry. Know who's moving things which way and that way and whatever. But get to know people. Get to know the gatekeepers. Your network is equal to your net worth. If no one knows your business is there or it exists, how will you ever get the connections to fund it? All right, guys, that's part one. Depending on your feedback, I'd love to follow through with the second part. But let me know what you think of the session we've had so far about raising capital for your small business. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Remember to follow me on LinkedIn. I am there every week. I publish an article on personal finance, on investments. I am here on YouTube. Every week I publish a video content on the same subject. Next week, watch out for the topic. It's going to be an interesting one. Marriage and money. I'm going to preempt it, but watch the space. Watch the space. Watch the space. Keep following, keep liking, keep sharing. Thank you for the numbers that have turned up so far and the support and love you've shown me. God bless you all. See you.